What's up? It is two dudes, four, two. We just go with the flow here on Four Dudes and Wrestling Podcast. It is episode 41. It's your host here, King Midas. One of your hosts, I should say. Our other one over here. This way, there we go. Freshly shaved AD. So, what's up in wrestling this week? It's been a relatively interesting week. A lot of news. Um, worthy topics. Did anything catch your eye?
Well, something that we just talked about a few minutes ago that made me tune into AEW was Jeff Hardy came back.
Yep, Jeff
I don't,
Hardy.
I don't know what I don't know what happened for him to come back, but I'm definitely gonna go back and watch it.
Yeah, I'm let me see if I can, go to old Twitterverse over here
What's up, brother?
and see if I can pull it up. Because one of the things that I really like, it really just filled me with so much happiness was all right, Bleacher Report wrestling. You were the first one that I saw, so I'm using yours. But it brought me so much joy to see him healthy. Like you're about to see, like, just look how healthy he looks.
Cassidy, they got rocks from behind him.
He looks good.
Mm-hmm. Like it just, I was so happy to see this because I'm like, look at, like, he's moving better. He's doing everything better than he did when he first came to AEW.
He looks like Jeff Hardy at the end of his WWE run in
yes, look at him.
2009,
yes,
2009.
Jeff Hardy, he looks in incredible shape.
He looks, look how flawless that Swanton bomb. Like, because remember, he was giving some bad Swanton bombs, like, before he came, like, his first time. And when I saw that,
Never. I've actually only met one person, and that's the big LG Luke Gallows a year ago. And I got this shirt from him, his old wrestling school in Georgia. I don't really go to signings or anything. They're cool though. But that was awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to FTR versus the Hardy Boys for the AEW.
Yeah, and this time I can be excited for Jeff Hardy in AEW because remember last time I was like, he just doesn't look good. Like, you remember, I think I said like something's off with him or something along those lines where he just wasn't. Something was missing.
Even the first, I remember the first thing he came out to save his brother. He just had to stop on the stage and start dancing.
Yeah, this time he ran like, straight down.
You can dance later.
Like, what are you doing? You got to go help him. So it was like, yeah. So he didn't do that. He just he ran out and just did his thing. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was it filled my heart with joy because I was worried there for a second, like. I didn't think we were going to lose him. I just thought like he might not come back from this one. But if it's one thing that Jeff Hardy does is, his demons do take hold, but he sure does know how to fight them back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that's something I have a lot of respect for because when people, I was seeing today, people are like, oh, I'm just at this point tired of the Hardy Boys and just talking negative on them. And I'm just like, that may be the case, but you got to realize one of these guys has been wrestling with like a few spine for how many years? I believe it's fused. And then the other one, just like all of the humans, his demons kind of take hold of him, but he fights back through adversity. And if there's one thing that we know from the Hardys is they have don't quit mentality. And that's one of the things that I have respect for them is because they always bounce back.
Facts. Since we on the Hardys, and it's just two of us, if you don't mind, I'm gonna send Mr. Gianni Martello a link.
All right.
Because he's a huge Hardy Boys fan, so maybe he can add some stuff. But yeah, that was that's what I'm waiting for, is for them to win them AEW tags. And I'm putting one in that case back there. That's all I'm waiting for.
Yeah, because I don't know if you follow her on social media, but I follow Reby Hardy? Reby,
I think.
Yeah, Reby, I believe. But I follow her on TikTok, so I get to see kind of what she's actually like really big on like making pinball machines. Like she's really good at making pinball machines, and that's like her regular job. While Matt is doing the wrestling, she's like an award-winning pinball maker, a pinball machine maker. And I was like, that's really cool. Like you wouldn't think someone would go from wrestling to pinballs, like, but it's dope to just kind of see that kind of behind the scenes look into Matt Hardy's life, because my man's is a chill dude. Like Matt Hardy is just super chill, very good with fans. Like there are times when she starts recording and she's like, "This is him," and he's just like, they're supposed to be out on a date, and this is cool about it. Like they're on a date, and a fan will come up and he'll still like interact with that fan, and she is like, she understands like this is Matt Hardy, this is people's hero. So she, kind of takes one for the team. But of course, I'm pretty sure like they show her love too, because she is just as big, especially with the broken Matt Hardy and everything from Impact, just as big in my eyes. So I do recommend checking her out, and just wrestlers like The Miz does really good on TikTok. That's one of my favorite wrestlers to follow, because it's like he just gets it. Like then Miz just gets it.
Hell yeah! Did you ever see Matt Hardy's a belt collection? And I think she helped him with it. Yeah,
yeah.
And that thing is nice. It looks different now. She put like some pillows in there or something, but like that's cool as fuck. He's obviously missing a couple of titles.
They here, I'll just show you, because I think this is one thing. While we wait, let's just throw this up, because this is what we're doing right now anyway. So our segment of Wrestle Talk. So I've been seeing some pretty cool wrestling TikToks over the like the past week. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me refresh this page, because this page is from last week. There we go. And back to Reby Hardy, she just made a video about an addition that they made to that case.
Yeah.
So just give me 1 second. Reby Hardy. And then, all right, here we go. And so this is the addition that, like, this is dope to me. This is the addition that she made recently.
A shroud has arrived in the mail.
Somebody says voodoo?
What?
I surprised my husband with a very special commemorative piece that I had custom made from one of his biggest moments in pro wrestling, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Trophy. What do you think?
It looks amazing. Crazy nice.
Now you need to get 2 more titles.
2 more.
I'm working out. I think we'll put this. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
2 more. I like that.
Right?
It was customized.
He's hinting at something. I don't know what, along with the AEW tags, but
Right?
because they already been
Um,
Ring of Honor tag team champions. So I don't know.
Right. So the only ones they need to get is AEW, I believe.
AEW, IWGP, AAA.
Yeah. And hopefully they'll be able to get all of those, even if one or two of them. But
Cause
Yeah,
if they get two, they've had like every major. I don't think they were ever like NWA tag team champions like in the early TNA days, but like outside of that, like, they've been WCW tag team champions, like everything.
Was it Impact the only championships that FTR doesn't have?
Yeah, out of major promotions, yeah.
Yeah, because no wait, they do have the AEW championships.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens with the Hardy Boys, because I'm interested in this run for Jeff just to see. It's kind of like, if I can make this comparison, watching Steve-O in one of the I think Jackass 3 after he was sober.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what it felt like, was watching, we've seen them when they're not sober, like when they're at their lowest. Yeah. And then to see what his journey became after going clean, the same with Eminem, to see what what happened to them career-wise, life, all of that after they were clean. And so I'm just interested to see what they're going to do with Jeff Hardy right now. But guys, we are going to welcome in a guest right now. AD, if you want to, I think he's been on here before, but add to shit. There we go. Welcome.
Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Up, man? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm good, man. I'm good. From the start till now, your show gets better every week, man. Honestly, I mean,
appreciate it.
No problem.
We try.
Yeah. But yeah, I had to come on here. I asked AD to come on here. Mm-hmm. You said Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy is my man, dude. I mean,
yeah.
You got any Hardy Boy stuff?
I got too much, actually, bro. Come on. I got the Enigma belt. I got Jeff Hardy banner, all kind of stuff, bro. You've seen AD.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
Jeff Hardy has always been one of my favorites, and I think because of the TLC match, like those three teams became like just instant favorites.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, because I had never seen. I was still new to wrestling at that point. Mm-hmm. When that happened, because I started watching late 90s. I think it was right after DX invaded WCW, or tried to.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I started, and it was bits and pieces because cable was coming in and out.
Yeah.
At the time it was super expensive, and so it was like I watched it when I could, but then once SmackDown hit, regular wrestling every week.
Let's rewind for 1 second here, if you don't mind. You said DX tried to invade. If Eric Bischoff was smart, he would have opened that door.
Right.
I mean,
Next.
Could you imagine? I would have let them go right down to the ring, bro. I mean, but
because that I think if it was nowadays, that might have happened. Under Triple H's new, like, if it was right now, that would definitely happen.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah,
as you mentioned, I actually have an autograph of Lita and the Hardy Boys photo right here.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I see it right there.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But here's the thing, bro. I got a quick story. That's why I said in the comments, have you ever met the Hardys? Okay. I did a dabble of podcasting. You guys probably don't remember it or not. You know what I mean? But I started out with me and this other guy who shall remain nameless. He doesn't need a plug. We interviewed this one dude for promoter, and I said, "Have you ever met the Hardys?" And certain like the whole community, whole belt hobby, had busted my chops about it. It's become the running joke. Like, have you ever met the Hardys? So I mean, I took it with a grain of salt, but with me meeting the Hardys, me meeting Jeff, especially, I just hung out with him at the hotel lobby, just like all the other fans. And as I was leaving, I said, "Thank you, man. Thank you for being cool." And he's like, "Where are you
all
going?"
the other fans, I never hung out with Jeff Hardy in a hotel lobby.
Right.
You're a special
Yeah,
fan.
right.
That's when before COVID and everyone was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, they were packed with fans, dude. But he's like, "Where are you going, man?" I said, "I'm leaving. My mom's outside." You know, he came out and met my mother. How cool is that? He didn't have to, you know, like, so I got mad respect for Jeff, man. You know what I mean? So
That was that's how I was with JDF, Jason David Frank.
mhm,
Had the opportunity to meet him at a Comic-Con, and I already paid for like a photo op with him and Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh,
So
nice.
I literally stood in his I stood in line and waited just to meet him. I said, I have to shake your hand. Like, I'm having a picture done with you tomorrow, but you're one of my heroes. And like I just had to shake your hand. I just had to say thank you and all of that. And so he said, "All right, you want a selfie?" I was like, "Nah, I'm getting a picture." He's like, "Take a selfie." And I was like, "Okay." I took a selfie, and then, which I'm sad that I lost because I moved after this happened. So I think he got lost in the move, but he signed something that he had on his table for like one of his fighting sessions or his martial arts classes, and he autographed that for me. So he gave me a free autograph and a free selfie. And luckily I still have the selfie because, you know, Facebook. But yeah, that's how I felt when I met Jason David Frank. So like I totally get sentiment.
Yeah, I've met so many wrestlers over the years, man. Just check my Facebook, man. I mean, but not to be clouting or anything like that. But
no.
But here's the thing: like these, what you did with JDF, okay? Like it goes to show you there are still good people in this world, just like everybody on the screen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but person who I want to talk about, if you don't mind, is on your shirt. King on your shirt.
Yeah.
I got respect for him, man. Like, what are your thoughts on MJF, both of you, if you don't mind me asking?
I will say for me, he's the reason why I started watching AEW. I was at that point tired of just like the same old stuff from WWE. So I said, let me finally give AEW a try. So I started watching. And when I started watching, MJF was in a feud with Darby Allin. Mm-hmm. They were cutting a promo when I started watching because it was like maybe a while into the show. And then I'm watching this promo, and then I'm just like, oh my God, this is good. Like, this is some good promo work. And I was like, that's right. And I'm just like, I have to watch this. And then when I saw their match at, what was it, Full Gear 2021? That was when it was solidified. That was the match where, and he said it tonight, like, we put on one of the best matches ever. Yeah. And, you know, back at that. And I'm like, yes, because that is the reason I watch AEW now. It is Darby Allin and it is MJF that, like, got me hooked. Because I was like, I have to see more of both of these guys. And then throw in Jade Cargill, and then throw in essentially everybody. Sammy Guevara at the time.
Sammy's that dude, honestly, yeah.
So it was Chris Jericho and what he was doing. Santana and Ortiz, Eddie Kingston, like so many, Orange Cassidy, so many new people that it was like I was just watching highlights because I'm like, I'm just I just watch WWE because it's easy. It's easy just to focus on one thing. Now I can't help myself. I watch it everywhere I can get it. going to an indie wrestling show this weekend. Get production ready.
What's the name of the show?
Yeah,
as you can see under my name,
what
back
is that?
there,
That
is the Warrior Wrestling Championship.
What's that mean?
That
fill me in on that, bro. Like, what is
the meme. It's just when somebody just can't stop talking about something.
Yeah,
it's like he loves Warrior Wrestling so much, and one of the other co-hosts loves Kevin Owens so much. So it's like until they mention it on the show, like they're just sitting like this the whole time, just waiting to say something about Warrior Wrestling. So that's you with the Hardy Boys in the comments. It's like, hey, Gianni, have you met the Hardy Boys? And you're sitting there like,
yeah. Dude, man, that's another one. Kevin Owens. He's just.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Kevin Steen, go see him. You know that what he did on the Indies and Ring of Honor is.
That was weird. That was a weird glitch. When he went away, like a white circle shot down from his box towards the corner of my screen.
Oh, shit.
I was like, that was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I have to catch up on a lot of older stuff, and I was saying, it really hurt when what happened with Jay Briscoe happened, because they went to a Warrior Wrestling show in December in Chicago, and I wanted to go because I was thinking, when will I ever get the opportunity to watch them wrestle live? So I was like, I want to go. I just wasn't able to. And I just wasn't able to go. And then when it happened, I was like, now I will never be able to see it, because I first watched them when they had their match with FTR. I'd heard of the Briscoes. I'd watched their promos, just never watched their matches. Like, I was like, okay, these guys are great with the promos. But I just never watched it. And now I missed it. Same with Brody Lee. I didn't watch his entire AEW run. The only thing that I watched, this was actually the first episode of AEW that I watched, was his tribute show.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the first show. And then I went back, a couple months later, almost 6 months, to actually watch it. That was my first AEW show that I watched all the way through, because I was just so hurt that I missed the entirety of his run. I think what AEW and Tony Khan needs to do is, when they make their first, documentary, whatever, I think it should be Brody Lee's storyline in AEW, everything that he did, because I feel like not only would that solidify his legacy in AEW, but it would, just be an amazing first story, because that is the first true, non-wrestling type story to affect AEW. Because, we've had the passing of Eddie Guerrero. We've had, that weirdness with, CB, Chris, Chris.
You could say his name. You could say his name.
I know, but it was just, we had those with WWE. Owen Hart, we had those moments where reality kicked the door down, and and that's what that was. And I just think if that was their first official DVD
tragedy,
movie, something,
that
should be what the documentary is about. Because, and I think, it shouldn't be about the creation of, that can be second. I think it needs to start strong. Maybe you could do the creation of AEW first, but I think this one would have more of an impact.
I like where you're going with this, but here's the thing: Tony Khan needs to step back.
This is also true.
When I say step back, hire a booker, hire Arn Anderson, hire Tully, hire someone who knows what they're doing. Not that I'm saying Tony doesn't know, but if Tony wants to soar into the promised land as far as like being around for a long time, hire a booker.
Yeah. He's definitely going to need to.
I've nothing against Tony Khan. He's hired some of my friends. A true story. Lee Moriarty is a friend of mine.
Okay.
So is Wardlow. I
That's
mean,
what's up.
yeah. So I mean, and I'm like making my friends rich. Good for him, man. I mean, but it's like if we're gonna do this right, hire somebody. Hire
Yes.
Heyman. Hire Paul Heyman when
Need
he's done with
somebody.
WWE. Exactly.
He needs somebody because there are some times when it's like, okay, it's golden, but you can kind of tell when other people have kind of had their hand in it. You can kind of tell because it's like we know a Tony booking is a very sporadic, not really making any sense type of deal. At least I
Yeah.
feel, and
Yeah.
I don't think stuff really truly started making a lot of sense. Minus certain people because the wrestlers and they carried those storylines. So even if they were given very little, they were able to successfully carry that and make it, something. I don't know if Tony Khan has the ability, and there's nothing wrong with it,
No.
but I don't know if he has the ability to think of something kind of like long term. He's very good at kind of on the spot.
Yeah.
Like when he did Blood and Guts and then had, did how are we gonna do Rampage with 2 rings? What are we gonna do? Oh, you know what? Let's make this new type of match. I was like, okay. I can tell that was kind of last minute because it kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't think we knew about it until that night. Like, at least I didn't know about it until I was there because I was at Blood and Guts in Detroit last year.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So that's when, like, I didn't watch the first couple, so I don't know if they've done it before.
No,
because like I said, I've only been watching since 2021. And so I was like, okay, that was genius. Like that was a good way to use what you already have and not have to worry about taking it down or moving anything around or anything like that. So I was like, okay. So, you can't, like, when it comes down to like on the spot thinking, I think he's, very masterful with it. Like he's very like, okay, if something happens, we can try to get somewhat of a fix to it. Because to me, he looks like everything is going off all at the same time in his head. Like he's got so many different thoughts in his head. And I know a lot of times, like, it's hard to put everything together. And again, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Some things we just aren't as good at, as others. And that's perfectly fine.
Everyone has their own little niche,
So keep him doing like the kind of on the spot, because like he's really good at that. But the kind of long term, bring somebody else in. Like if you want to tell, like, I feel like his first stuff with the Outcast with Saraya, Ruby, and Tony Storm. I feel like that was him in the beginning because it was kind of all over the place, kind of nonsensical. Yeah. And then I think somebody stepped in because now I'm starting to like, okay, so the wrestlers, the wrestlers are kind of reeling it in, but also somebody picked it up. I know somebody picked it up.
Kenny's in charge of the women's division now.
Okay.
And it's to me, it's not,
Oh no, it's nowhere near. Both companies. There's 2 places. Actually maybe 3 or 4 that are really doing their women's division well. NXT,
Impact.
I'll just say Japanese wrestling as a whole because like they can carry their own promotion over there. They are killing the game. They know they need to start looking at how they do their women's divisions in Japan and start implementing that in both WWE and AEW, or even look at Impact and see what they're doing, because y'all had something in WWE. Tony, you ain't had nothing rarely.
Kenny's in charge of the women's. That's
Yeah,
to my
or Kenny, yeah.
Yeah.
And Jade Cargill is probably the highlight of somewhat of a consistent storyline. Was
Yeah, I
fairly
get
basic and bare bones. I'll give it that, but it's still like,
it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, and even if they don't talk about it for a month, they can always come back. Okay, here's the new challenger, and keep that going. So that one is kind of like the standout, but kind of like everything else, it's like the women are working hard to make it work over there. They really are.
Who do you think they should bring in as far as the women? As far as being the booker for the women. Sorry, I'm taking over the show. I apologize.
No, you're good. Because even if you ask these questions in the comments, shoot, we'd answer them. But that's a tough one.
I got a good one for you.
Who's that?
Paige's mom.
Yeah. Yeah, I can rock with that. Anybody from Japanese.
Paige's mom. Who was the one lady in NXT? Not NXT. The Performance Center. Crap. She was the head women's trainer. I not there anymore. I forget her name.
I forget it. I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah.
The name slips me too.
Yeah, just Mickey James. I mean,
yeah.
Gail Kim. You know, like so many.
And I just realized something though, but WWE has what's her name? The Japanese wrestler. She was in WCW and then just wrestled. I don't want to mess up her name, but I feel like she's also. I don't know if they've said anything. I think was it Miko Satomura or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I was right.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know if I'm butchering her name. But her.
Oh yeah.
She's down in NXT right now.
Okay.
She's been in NXT since 2020, but they do have her over there, and I feel like she's helping to coach as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not just being a performer, but I feel like she might be a coach as well. I haven't seen anything, but that's the one thing that I can think that NXT has that the main roster doesn't. They don't have that mind from Japanese pro wrestling. So I'm not saying that is the reason. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
It's a factor, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
So and I think that's why their division is doing so good. And I'm pretty sure in Impact, there's lots of them that have probably wrestled over in Japan as well. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. Even if they just went over there for like one-off shows, they've still had time to talk to people and learn and make connections that they can always go back to.
Mm-hmm.
So
even if the lady we were talking about previously was in NXT, I mean, I could think of people on the current roster for WWE: Lita, Beth Phoenix, Trish Stratus. Mm-hmm. I mean, they go.
The question is, are they using them? Because they're there. You just got to use them.
Yeah.
So that's the only other thing. So I guess we just have to wait and see what's going to happen, because this year is going to be an interesting year for wrestling. Mm-hmm. In general, it's going to be a lot of craziness happening. We got SummerSlam, which is going to be here in Detroit. I got my ticket already.
I won't be watching SummerSlam until I get back from vacation.
Okay.
I'll be at the gathering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then All In at Wembley.
That's
Money in the Bank.
That was a question I was going to pose. What does Tony Khan need to do to put 80,000 seats in there?
Well, one of them is hold on. Give me where is it? This one's for you.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Because I know you want to bring them up. So
That's the
go
only
ahead.
way. The only way.
Go ahead and bring them up.
They're not to those seats, man. The elite versus FTR and CM Punk, man. Come on.
Definitely one of the ways. If they can manage to somehow get Bret Hart there as a manager, I think that could do something. I don't know how much, but just his presence there might be enough. But yeah, like CM Punk is definitely where they would have to go.
I don't think he's coming back.
I don't know, but I think that would be one of the draws to bring people to Wembley. But I think they said the pre-registration or something was crazy. That like happened after they made the announcement. So I know that they maybe Tony is going to bank off of where the competition to WWE, and they haven't been able to be in Wembley since was it 92 or something?
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I don't know if they did like something smaller there, like special events or anything.
No, that was the last one.
What
so
we have
has AEW even have they sold out events?
I think so,
because I know they're having
Forbidden
attendance
Door.
issues.
I believe Forbidden Door was sold out, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I just know they have trouble filling seats. I just don't see how they can fill even how they can even get close to at the point right now filling half that stadium.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a lot of story building. It's gonna take a lot of big matches.
I know every AEW show I've been to has been sold out. So I worked every show that's been here in Pittsburgh. So I mean, I'll be there. One question for you guys. We have to remember this. We are very, very fortunate to have wrestling here in the States. Okay. Over in England, they don't get it as wrestling as much there. They don't get WWE or AEW or anything like that. So that's why it's probably going to be easier to sell out at Wembley than on a normal basis. So
yeah,
possibly. Why has WWE never gone back since '92?
They don't have to.
Yeah, that's yeah. They've never had to like, and that was already like big event. Like it was big. So yeah,
they're going to Puerto Rico. So I mean,
yeah. This one is from what I've read. This is a throwaway preview. This is for nothing more than to promote Puerto Rico. So kind of like the Saudi Arabia shows. So I mean, I'll probably still watch it. Not probably. I am still going to watch it, but I probably just won't be as invested. Who am I kidding? Yes, I will.
Backlash was never really that good, anyways.
No. But
yeah,
Bad Bunny's wrestling, so at least I think he is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 2-on-2, which should be a good match.
Yeah, because Bad Bunny does put in the work when he.
Saying it right now, future Hall of Famer Bad Bunny. You know what's gonna happen.
I mean, and I was saying I don't think he should be put in as a celebrity either. I think he should just be outright. Rest because he's already in his like short amount of time, he's shown that he's willing to, live the entire wrestling lifestyle, the training, Like he literally stopped his tour
Yeah.
and then did those whatever 3 months from Rumble to WrestleMania, which of course probably boosted his sales even more. Because he was already one of the biggest stars in the world. And I'm just like, it's rare to see a celebrity actually put this much effort into what they're doing. And I think the 3 that have done it the most, as much as I hate to say it, Logan Paul, like
Yes.
Logan Paul, don't really care for him as a person, but as a wrestler, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Who I just say?
Pat
Bad
McAfee.
Bunny, yeah, Pat McAfee, yeah, like these guys have definitely,
That'd be a good triple threat match.
yeah.
Even though Pat
And
McAfee will crush them all.
I'll
First
even
of all.
throw in an honorable mention with Johnny Knoxville, because his level of commitment to
Yeah.
wrestling last year, like that was great. He was like he did a full on, yeah, granted the match had a lot of props in it, but he did a full on match, like, you know, and if he took a bump, he took a bump, like
Mhm.
And so that's what I mean, like they have that certain level of commitment to where, even granted it was promoting his movie, but he was still committed to the storyline and progressing it inside of and outside of WWE. And I'm just like, yes. So like those are my like top 3, and then honorable mention for celebrities in like wrestling, because I don't think any other celebrity has really done what they've done.
Kevin Federer?
Not-
No, I'm just playing.
No,
Miss-
well,
Miss-
Snoop Dogg.
Mr. Britney Spears.
After what Snoop Dogg did at WrestleMania, I was like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
But
just,
yeah.
So yeah, so like there's a lot of them that are just like willing to, you know, make that commitment. But yeah, Backlash is going to be all right.
When
Will
is
I
Back-
enjoy it? Probably
When's Backlash?
a few weeks.
Yeah, like the end of the month.
Like, yeah,
Wow.
2 weeks from this Saturday, I believe. 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. So
Okay.
they've got some time. I don't know what they're going to do overall, but at least it looks like Vince didn't have hands on Monday Night Raw this past Monday.
Yeah.
So
That-
we don't have our
that-
face too. We got to get that face in here.
Oh, the
But
Vince
what were you about to
face?
say? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
We're-
one I
we're
sent
about
you? Yeah.
Yeah, the one we was using last week.
Yeah.
Try to use it
yeah,
as like a little running joke. Just randomly, he just pops up.
So King, I got a
Um,
question for you, brother.
Mhm.
Have you went back and watched any Attitude Era?
Not yet. It's been a crazy busy week. But I'm going to be setting time aside this weekend. At least if not Monday and Tuesday, because those are my off
Okay.
days. Of first checking out like the Monday Night Wars or just like the stuff, and then kind of going in and choosing storylines, or even just start from the beginning. I know it'll be a lot, but just trying to get a refresher on it, because like I said, I came in at the tail end of it. So like,
Start from the beginning, but one thing you have to watch is King of the Ring 98
with Stone Cold,
with Mankind and Undertaker.
I watched that one. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
made
because
you-
I like certain ones I've watched. Like I watched that one all the way through. I watched King of the Ring when Stone Cold, you know, became
Mhm.
Stone Cold. You know, I watched that one. So some of them, at least pay-per-views, I have gone back to watch just kind of on my own, just because I wanted to see. There it is. There it is. Surprise Vince. But yeah, so that's something. Because like I said, also I'm watching indie stuff. Like I said, I'm going to possibly 2 indie shows this weekend.
That's cool.
because I've talked to, I've told AD, I've talked about this a few times on here, but like I said, I'm trying to get into the world of professional wrestling, trying to be a manager or a personality. So that's what I'm saving up money for. So I know once I start that, I'll probably be joining the podcast a little late on Wednesdays if I'm not beat up. But that's
You
just
will
something
be.
which
You'll
is
be.
yeah, which is why like I wear this button with this because this is kind of the persona that I'm working on that I want to use. But I don't think
Okay.
it'll be like at its best until after I, take the classes. But this
The
is kind of
initiative,
yeah. And so this is just a reminder. Like every time I see this, it's like, okay, this is your focus. You have to become King Midas, who will be one of the greatest managers of all time. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's how dedicated to this I am. I will be one of. I will never be the best because there's always gonna be people that are way better than he. I will be better than him.
Put that picture back up. Put that picture back up real quick, please. Look at Vince looking like a wish.com Vince McMahon here.
I said he
Well,
looked like
Wish-
Andrew Ryan, like he's just about to be like, "Would you kindly?"
It's a cross between a wish.com Walt Disney or Gomez Adams.
That's if Vince McMahon played Walt Disney in the movie. That's what he would look like.
Mickey Mouse.
You're
Mickey Mouse, you're
fired.
fired.
Oh my god. Yes.
Mickey, you want your job back? You're about to join a certain club here, buddy. Hey pal.
Kiss it, pal.
Just
Hold
Goofy
on,
in the
hold-
background, Gorsh.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If it's back in the 90s, you'll have Minnie Mouse for a certain magazine. Come on, Minnie, man.
Right? But yeah. What time is it? 10:47. All right. I don't know how to feel about the Bloodline story now because I feel like half of it is dead.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Or not necessarily dead. It's just in a weird spot. I think a lot of it did have to do with the travel stuff last week.
Yeah.
I think also we're going to get a triple threat at Backlash with Matt Riddle, Sammy KO, and the Usos and Bloodline. But at least it made sense for Matt Riddle to be in the picture because Solo did take him out. So that's that long-term booking that you got to learn.
Yeah.
Tony. Those subtle things that it was never an accident that Solo would take out Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle be gone.
Mm-hmm.
One-
long-term booking that I didn't realize happened that I found out during Stand and Deliver that
What?
that Grayson Waller was the one that sent Johnny Gargano out in the first place. I didn't know that because I wasn't watching NXT at that time. So the package,
that was that long
bro. That's fucking
right
storytelling. Like if
Yep.
your ass comes
Mhm.
back, you coming for him. That's fucking crazy. Because I was just
So
confused by why
here-
Johnny Gargano? Why?
Why not? Johnny Wrestling,
Why? But I mean, he's already on the main roster. Why keep throwing people back in NXT? But that made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
So-
I didn't like when they threw. Sorry, I didn't like when they
You're good,
threw
you're good.
Dolph Ziggler back in NXT last year. What I really wanted, I think, who would have filled that spot better would have been Bobby Roode, because Bobby Roode killed it in NXT. I would have rather seen him come back and win the NXT championship. I mean, he was there with Dolph, but I was just like, this shit don't make no sense to me. That's just my 2 cents. I'm a nobody.
So the Bloodline storyline, okay? It's going like say it's a tree, okay? It's like going off this one limb here with the Usos, one limb here with Solo. I mean, it's still intact. It's not dead at all. I mean, and it's honestly the best storyline I've seen in 15 years.
It still is. It is still hands down. Like, and honestly, I hate to say it, but when Roman Reigns loses, he got to retire. you can't top this. I don't know what he can do to top this.
You know what he's gonna do?
There's nothing else.
He's gonna go make a movie and come back in 5 years. That's what's gonna happen.
And then it's gonna be the the book. But like, if not a retirement, he has to go away for like a year. Like he just can't be like
He has to be done. He can't be a full-time competitor no more.
Yeah, because like after you did what you did, Roman, you gotta disappear off the face of the earth for a little while. Go, like she said, do some movies in Hollywood. Go do something. Because your time in WWE isn't over. It's just can't be topped. Could you do it? Maybe. I honestly can't see what can be done to top this. Like, just storylines in general. What is going to happen next? When is there going to be the next bloodline level storyline from any company?
There's also supposed to be a new bloodline member coming. That's what I heard.
All right, because Rikishi did just talk about his other son. I forget what his name is.
And also Umaga's son as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Ain't nothing wrong.
You got that whole Samoan freaking bloodline.
Yeah.
And then you got the island of Samoa Joe all by himself.
Every
other Samoan in wrestling is related, and then you got freaking Samoa Joe.
and The Rock isn't even necessary. Like he's isn't he related through like a blood oath?
No, he's
we're not. But his because I thought that High Chief and when they were tagged that they became oath like a blood oath or a sworn oath as brothers to each other.
Who?
Maybe I'm mistaken.
No, High Chief is the Rock's grandfather, so
right.
So no, it's
okay.
They're all related, honestly. I mean, the thing that makes me so mad, maybe because I'm Italian, maybe because I'm from Pittsburgh, and they were like, "Oh, he's gonna break Bruno Sammartino's record," and this. You know how many years Bruno's held the title for?
Nobody is going to be able to touch that record.
11 years, almost 12 years.
Nobody should hold that. Somebody said he'd have to hold it till 2028.
Yeah, I'm not sticking around for that.
Nobody wants.
I'm a shoot. I in the streak with my client. Shoot, how about that?
And if what they're saying is true as far as the pay-per-views and everything like that, they're going to be like $80-$90. Goodbye, WWE. I'm not paying for that.
No doubt that'll ever happen. Highly doubt that.
Because they did, they would have to go down to. They can't do them every month.
People have been accustomed to getting them for $5 for fucking 10 years now, and the product has gone
longer than that.
No, the network debuted in 2014.
Yeah,
right before.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so about over 9 years now, and the product has definitely gone to crap. Nobody's gonna, even if they came out and their pay-per-views were like $20-$30, I still don't.
Yeah, that's the only reason people keep it is the pay-per-views. That's literally the only reason I keep it now. Like, granted, now that I want to do more research with wrestling, this is going to be one of the best catalogs to go to because they have older territory stuff as well. Get that dude out of here. But so like right now, there's pluses to it, but over like for the longest, there wasn't really any value other than $10 pay-per-views every month.
I enjoy Tough Enough
and NXT at the time when NXT was only on there, and NXT.
I enjoy the catalog and also Tough Enough when it was on when it's still on there. Like
Tough Enough.
That's just it's awesome. I still watch it. I watched it last week. I mean, it's like so.
What I would like to see though, because I would watch this, is if they like we got brought back up. This is I think that I think I lost it. What was I saying? It was a good one too. What was I talking about? You remember?
I don't even know what you were talking about.
I don't remember what I was talking about. It's gone. It has something to do with Vince, I think. Oh well.
You gotta see that in your nightmares, man.
I'll remember it at some point, and when I do, I'll start the podcast
on episode 42 next week.
Episode 41.1. So here's the question. Here's what I was going to propose. You know what? Since I can't remember.
Bing, bing. I received an email from the infamous Raw General Manager.
The moment of the week. I can't remember.
I don't even know what's happened this week, so
I know my moment of the week. I'm gonna give two because one of
Bailey's
them
ass got wider.
That's moment of the year.
And who didn't see Trish turning on Becky, man? Come on.
I knew that was coming.
As soon as Lita got knocked out, I was like, it's fucking Trish.
Yeah.
How
I'll
bad
help you
was
defend
that?
the tags.
How bad was that hit to the back on Becky? That was horrible. Horrible.
Look, sometimes these
Yeah, she
older
sold
folks,
it though.
She went like
she
this. She was like, I'm like, really? Lay her out.
Hit her, pal. Hit her.
Is that your moment of the week, AD?
Yeah, I'll take that weak hit.
My wrestling one was seeing a healthy Jeff Hardy. That was pretty.
He stole mine, damn it.
Yeah, that was.
He was sitting down there ready for it.
That's my wrestling one, but my personal wrestling moment of the week is ticket for SummerSlam. So yeah, it's one of my bucket list shows. I've been to WrestleMania and Survivor Series, so I just got to go to Rumble and SummerSlam, and I'm going to SummerSlam. But I want to give me 1 second.
Hell yeah,
because I still have.
Is he getting a belt?
My
a briefcase.
I still have my WrestleMania ticket from 2007.
How you do?
I kept it in my
Ford Field. That's a good one.
My yearbook, or a memory book for my senior year of.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I still have my
for your senior year of high school.
Yep.
How old are you?
I'll be 35 in about a month.
Oh damn! I thought you were like late 20s. That's crazy. Hell yeah!
My family just has good genes.
I was gonna say when we get off of this, let me know where you found the fountain of youth at. Yeah. So I can
we all look young.
How old do you think I am?
17.
Early to mid 30s, maybe.
I'll be 40 next year.
All right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
You don't look good. Of course, I guess for me, you don't look a day over 35.
You got this guy right here.
I don't know what he did. He need to go back through that create a character randomizer and get some stuff changed.
I think he's trying to look younger for his girlfriend. You know, his young girlfriend.
Crazy.
Just as long as Vince doesn't do anything else stupid, like I'm good. Like I don't care if you're there, just don't interfere.
You have 21. You have $21 billion between the two companies. Go count that.
Right. Go do something else. Like leave us alone. But on that, folks, this has been episode 41 of 4 Dudes in Wrestling. We will catch you guys next week.
Thank you for having me.
Glad you were here. 4 Dudes.
Clicking on the link.
Out.